Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Hannah, and I'm so glad you are back if you have been here before. If you are new to my channel, I upload videos about once a week, depending on how I'm feeling that week, or, whatever. Anyway, so let's just jump into this. If you want to subscribe, do it, but we're just going to jump into my first ever story time. I actually started recording this and lost space, and I didn't want to edit the video and, have to upload it to the app, edit it, then download again to put it on YouTube, if that makes sense. So let's just jump into this. This is a work story time, and it's been crazy. So my first week that I started doing this new position as a shift lead at my store, and I'm doing overnights, mind you. I have a guy come in like 2 nights into my shift, or 3 into my week, and I work every other week, and I get every other week off because we do 70-hour weeks. Well, he comes in and pretends he's on the phone, or maybe he was on the phone, but he's bad-talking me and my cashier, saying that we are racist female dogs. I mean, obviously he didn't use those words, he said the actual word, but I want this to be a very child-friendly thing, and I don't like to cuss. I do sometimes, but I try not to, so I'm trying to keep it clean. But he kept calling me that and saying they're standing behind the counter, which we were standing behind the cash register because there was no customers in the store. And we were talking. I remember I started talking about something related to work, and then we just started talking about families. Like I said, it was my first week. I didn't really know her because she was an overnight cashier. So I was trying to get to know her as well as I could. Well, he's like, oh, these bad words, standing behind the counter talking. They're probably talking about me. And this all happened as soon as he was walking through the door, before I could even say welcome to Walgreens. And then I'm like, hi, welcome to Walgreens. Can I help you find anything? And he's like, oh, now she's walked away from the other white girl so she could pretend to be helpful. And he comes up to me. He's like, no, I'm fine. I hope you have a blessed day. And he walks out. And I look at her and I was like, that was a little disconcerting. So then I go check the cameras. He's gone. There's no one in the parking lot. I just always want to make sure they haven't, like, lingered around the building or anything. If it's something like that, I get a little bit cautious because I don't want to be surprised, whatever. He comes in 3 nights later. I am doing much better on time with this video. Comes in 3 nights later, and he walks through the door. I'm sitting down doing some computer work at the computer in our photo department, and he kind of walks to look at picture frames, and I don't know if he was trying to get close because he had something to say to me or whatever, but I looked up from my computer. I was like, oh, hi, how are you? And I knew it was him, but I never looked at him dirty. Never, ever. I saw him come through the door when he did, and so I was like, okay, I'm just going to be super nice to this guy. And I'm sorry for the way I'm laying down, but I just worked a 10-hour shift, and I'm tired. Anyway, well, he walks over towards the photo, and he's looking at some frames in front of, like, 5 feet from where I'm at. And I say, oh, hi, how are you? Can I help you find anything today? He's like, what? I can't shop here? And I just looked at him, and I was so confused as to why anyone would say that. I was like, no. I was like, I just wanted to make sure if there's anything you need help finding, that I can maybe help you find it. But if you do need help, my name's Hannah, and I'd be happy to help you. I always give my name. It's professional. Now, obviously not my last name, because that's stupid, and who would do that? Anyway, but, I'm losing my train of thought. This happens all the time. He just goes about shopping, and he came in the couple nights before the first time I ever saw him with 2 bags. Like, he wanted me to ask him to show me what's in the bag so that he didn't steal. I don't know if he thought that he could be like, oh, she's racist because she's asking, to look in the bags to make sure I didn't put anything in them. But he brought him in this time, and honestly, the first night I saw him, like, if he had not been acting like that as soon as he walked through the door, I would have been like, this is such a nice young man. The way he's dressed, he looks very professional. And mind you, this guy is a black guy, so this is why the racism is going on, why he's calling me that. And I thought he would look real clean cut, real nicely dressed. So, I mean, it wasn't like he was someone who I would have looked at and been like, this guy's trouble. You know what I mean? Which I am probably the least racist person I know, personally. I love all people. I'm just such a people person. So you'll never see me, like, be like, oh, they're black, they're bad news. I'll be like, if they start causing trouble, I know they're bad news. If it's a white guy, black guy, Asian guy, I don't care. If you're causing trouble, I'm going to call you out for it. But I never said anything to this guy. This was the first time I ever met him. And he disappears for a while. I don't see him for a while. And so I kind of walk the store. I have Angela keep an eye up front. She's checking out customers. And I tell her, if he comes back, page me. And just say I need money at the register. Or, something like that. And I walk back by the pharmacy and I see that he had put his bags down in the pharmacy waiting room. And he's gone. Like, he's not even over there. And I guess he had gone back to the front to grab some drinks or whatever. And so then I go back to the front and see him, and I'm like, can I help the next guest or whatever? Helped whoever was in front of him, and then I helped him. And I asked him to put his rewards number in, because we have a Bounds Rewards point system. And he said, I don't trust you, so I'm not going to do it. And I looked so shocked. And anyway, I'm tired. Can you tell? Anyway, so then I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that's your decision or whatever. And I just kind of went about checking him out and everything. And then he says, he notices that they charged both prices for the drinks. And it's buy one, get one for a penny. But I was so flustered with how he was treating me and the words he was calling me and how disrespectful he was that I wasn't paying attention. And the only way you can get that discount is by putting rewards number in. So he's like, well, this was supposed to be this. Or are you just charging me this because you're a racist beep, female dog? And I was like, no, I can go check it. It would just be a minute. He's like, no, don't worry about it. So I was like, okay. Because I told him that, I have to go make sure, I have to make sure that it's the actual discount, because any discounts I give, I'm held accountable for. And just because, like, certain discounts, like if it's making one pretty much free, those are the kind of things that they get kind of worried about. And he's like, fine. He's like, go ahead and check. And I was like, you know what? Because I wanted to get him out of the way. I wanted to get him out of the store as fast as I could. I was like, we'll just go ahead and do it. I'll explain to my manager that, with the store being so busy, we went ahead and did it. And if he would have put his rewards number in, it would have immediately done it. But I just did not want to deal with it. I, forgot and everything. And he just treated me like I was racist. Well, a mom with a bunch of kids, she comes up and she's like, there's something wrong with that guy. She's like, are y'all going to call the police? And I was like, well, we're taking matters under, we have matters under control. But I would suggest when you finish your shopping, just to casually go out, go ahead and leave. Just because this guy is giving me bad feelings as well. But I was trying to be professional about it and not be like, this guy's bad news. Well, I happen to notice he never left the store. So I go check our cameras, and he's back there watching. And I mean, like, staring my pharmacist down. Like, on the camera, if you look at it, he's just like this the entire time. And then he, like, moves from seat to seat. He took his shoes off. He rustled around, walked in circles in the waiting room. And apparently he told her that he was waiting on a ride, which is very possible. That he was waiting on a ride and he just was bad news in general. I don't know. And so I see that, and it's like 30 minutes at least. And so he's been in the store for 45 minutes, 30 of it just watching my pharmacist, the other 15 being a total brat. And so I text one of my other managers, because this is my first week. I was not used to being a manager. And I asked what to do, and he said, just go ahead and call the police. Because, if you feel uncomfortable. And I felt too uncomfortable to even ask him to leave, which I'm allowed to do. But I didn't want to ask him to leave because I thought that might escalate things. And he was a man, I'm a woman. And he was a lot bigger than me. I don't want to die. So I called them. They came out. They escorted him out of the building. Or waited for him to leave. And, let me go back. When we did the drinks or whatever, I'm sorry, I'm really all over the place. But when I checked him out with the drinks, he was just going on and on. I was like, sir, there are children around here. Would you please watch your language? You're being rather disrespectful to me. He's like, how am I being disrespectful? He's like, I'll be disrespectful to. But Angela, who was my cashier, she actually recently quit. He's like, she's nice. She never did anything differently from me. I mean, I was super nice to this guy. Nicer than I've been to most people, because I really didn't want him to cause a fight. And he's like, I could do whatever I wanted it to you, and you couldn't do anything about it. And right then, that's what triggered me, watching him, keeping my eye on him. And then that's when I was like, I need to figure out what to do. So that's when I reached out to my other shift lead and called the police. He got escorted out of the building, and it was just a mess. So that was my first week at my new job. It was absolutely crazy. And then a couple nights later, there was another incident. I'm going to tell you guys this real quick before I leave. Where this guy comes in, and there's a new thing we started doing where you can put money onto your PayPal account by scanning a barcode in your phone, and it's brand new. Some people don't even know how to do it. Like, even my store manager, she had to look it up to do it. So it's not like something that is, been around for a long time that I should have known. Again, this guy was also black. That has nothing to do with anything. And I feel bad that both of them were. And I feel like people who watch this video are going to think that I am a hater and I am a lover. I promise. But this is true stories that happened to me my very first week. Anyway, and I told her, I was like, and we're not allowed to scan coupons on people's phones, which is kind of what I was confused about, and I didn't even know the first thing about doing this. And I was like, sir, I am so sorry. I actually do not know how to do this. I'm a new manager here. But if you come back at 7 in the morning, we'll have another manager who does know how to do it, and I'll have them show me how to do it for future reference, and you could come back then. And he's like, go get the manual. Last time, the other manager used the manual, which we do have like a little printout that tells you how to do it, but when it's dealing with money, and he was putting like $500 on, when it's dealing with that kind of money, I don't feel comfortable just reading a manual. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel comfortable just looking at a book to figure out how to do it, because I could either cost him a lot of money or cost our company money, and I didn't want any of that to happen. Anyway, and he caused big problems or whatever and left. He comes back later and starts recording me, which there's probably a video of me somewhere online of crazy lady, being racist apparently. And anyway, he comes back and records me, and I was like, he's like, tell him why you won't do this for me. It's because I'm black, isn't it? And I was like, no. I was like, I'll tell y'all why. Because I honestly do not know how. This is my first week doing this position. I came from the pharmacy. I'm still new at it. There are a couple things they haven't explained to me yet. And this is such a new thing. I don't know how to do it. And I said, but if you come back at 7, I repeated exactly what I said. There'll be someone who can help you. I'll have them show me. So the next time this will not happen. And he just acted like whatever. And I said, and sir, I'm going to need you to stop. I'm going to need you to get that camera out of my face and stop recording me. He's like, I can record you if I want. I was like, no, we have a policy. No cameras allowed. If we say you need to stop recording, you have to stop recording. And he left or whatever and filed a complaint saying I was racist and this and this and that. And honestly, if I would have known how to do that, I would have. But because I'd never done it before and I was so new to the front of the store that it was just such a mess. But anyway, that was my first week. Both those incidents happened. It was crazy. But you know what? It's getting better, I think. Probably. I've had to call the police pretty much every week that I've been there, but it's fun. I hope you guys enjoy this little story time. I've never done one of these before. What did you guys think? Did you guys enjoy this? Did you not? Because if you don't, I can stop doing this. Also, I'm going to go to bed. See you guys later. Bye.